used to be so innocent. All the things that happened have changed me internally. Have changed me entirely. Somehow you tore down all of those I placed to keep me safe from going insane. So how do you expect me to fall asleep after the things you said to me, after the things you made me feel? The night goes on and on. The night goes on and on. I used to be so incomplete. I used to fear so many things, but now I'm undeniable, recognizable. I used to think I had to be different. All I had to do was listen to the voice within. Listen to the voice within. Somehow you tore down all of the walls I placed to keep me safe from going insane. So how do you expect me to fall asleep after the things you said to me, after the things you made me feel? The night goes on and on. The night goes on and
Look at us, like you were miles away, a stranger to me. Don't move up, I need a minute to rest and breathe. Night after night I would pack up my bag. What a mess that we had. Why were we so drawn to each other? We started the fire and I've been a riot no more. Even if the stars aligned, we had to far gone. I couldn't see with my
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, it's his job to keep the power on. That's why he chooses Grainger for professional-grade products and next-day delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call, click, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Tonight's top worry. You think you live in a safe place, but do you? Art Palpitations is on the scene.
I sure am, and because you got customizable renter's insurance through Geico, your stuff is covered.
Great news. Any sign of crime?
Just some light littering.
Get more with Geico.
Tonight's the night to let it go. Put on a show. I wanna see how you lose control. So leave it behind, 'cause we've got a night to get away. So come on and fly with me as we make our great escape. Ooh. So baby, don't worry, you were my only. You won't be lonely, even if the sky is falling down. You'll be my only, no need to worry. Baby, are you down, 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 down? Ooh, hey. Baby, are you down, 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 down? Ooh, hey. Even if the sky is falling just let it be. Come on and bring your body next to me. I'll take you away. Yeah, turn this place into a private getaway. So leave it behind, 'cause we got a night to get away. So come on and fly with me as we make a great escape. Why don't we run away? Baby, don't worry, you're my only. You won't be lonely, even if the sky is falling down. You'll be my only, no need to worry. Baby, are you down, 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 down? Even if the sky is falling
One look, the heat is rising, and I've been cold for so long. One touch and we're igniting, setting fire to it all. You know these flames ain't going out. This building is crumbling to the ground. Don't think that we can stop it now, 'cause baby, our love is gonna burn down. You know these days ain't going out. This building is crumbling to the ground. Don't think I wanna stop it now, 'cause baby, our love is gonna burn it down. Burn it down.
Hello and welcome to week 2 of Pmalcs Summer Split 2025. And this will be Kyle's mom's favorite men on the blue side facing off against xenomorphing xylophones, and I'm not saying that name all night. So, yeah, this draft tool is made by a League of Legends player who I believe is Grandmaster. So, not the best thing, but, it gets the job done for Fearless Draft, and so we're in a draft already. See Singed and Caitlyn bans for the side of Kmfm, and a Shen ban for the side of XXX. Now, Gragas ban on top of Shen ban for XXX. Probably focused at General Dill, I would imagine. The Shen is definitely for General Dill, but Singed on the side of KMFM aimed at Toby, and Caitlyn aimed at Calixi, and Braum now being aimed at Juicebox. And that final ban for XXX is going to be Viego aimed at KMFM Shogun, and then we see the Akali first pick. Typically, Akali would be a Shogun champion, so they may be moving some rules around here. Don't know. Not gonna leak scrim strats since people may be watching this stream, but we see a hover of Nefiri for XXX, and Quintonix did pop off on that pick last week against FC, and it is locked in, so Quintonix back on the Nefiri, and looks like a Jinx or a Tristana, maybe Jhin even, for Calixi. Taking a lot of time to think about this one, but hovering on that Jinx mostly. So Jinx is locked in. So far, kind of a reset focus kind of comp going on here for XXX with the Nefiri ult reset on his rework, or on her rework, sorry, and the Jinx resets that we all know and love. And we'll see what KMFM wants to do into this reset comp. Gwen picked up for General Dill, or sorry, Hentai Police in the top lane. And I will say, from strats leaked in scrims, that is a good pick for Hentai Police. My team found out the very hard way that we should not let him have Gwen. Now Twitch locked in for Glacial. Mordekaiser hover here for Toby. And Mordekaiser locked in for XXX. So both solo lanes picked in red 1, 2, 3 for XXX, leaving support and jungle counter pick. Actually, for both teams, both solo lanes picked in the early stages here. So support and jungle, gonna see a lot of bans here coming up, and we do see Xin Zhao banned out. Shogun popping off in his week 1 performance on Xin Zhao, earning himself an MVP on it. Amumu some respect over to Young Gun 18. Several hovers here, but hovering mostly on Ivern. And at the last second, they change it to Vi. So, a little bit more scared of Vi than they are of Ivern. I guess looking at their comp, it makes sense. Jinx is going to be in the backline if Vi just gets on top of her. You know, there's part of your reset comp just got immediately gone, so don't want to deal with that, so they get rid of it. And then Alistar removed by Kmfm. Jarvan hover here. Also a Fiddlesticks now as well being hovered. Can't say I've seen Young Gun play Jarvan, but I have seen him play the Fiddlesticks, and his Fiddlesticks is very good, so it will be the Jarvan that they go with, so looking like they really just want to lock someone down, get that reset, and then have Jinx just pop off. Or Neferi. If Neferi gets fed, Neferi can equally pop off with the resets on her ult. Rel locked in for the side of Kmfm. And now Nocturne locked in for Shogun. So what will XXX do with their support counter pick? Seeing a lot of mages being hovered. And it looks like we have a lock-in of Xerath. So this drafting tool goes to 0 and it doesn't remove the hover on the last champion, so it is going to be Xerath. So get back into client here. Sorry for the non-smooth transitions. My Stream Deck is acting up and not recognizing Streamlabs being open, so not quite sure how to fix that one yet. Haven't really messed around with it too much. We'll talk a little bit more about the comps once we get into the spectator delay, as we will have the normal 3 minutes. And a quick note is we do see that Bacon is in the jungle slot, Hauer is in the mid slot, and Shogun is in the support slot. So this is something they were showing last night in scrims, and looks like they like the way it worked out, so they're going to go with it. I imagine everyone on the side of XXX is going where we figured. And Tizzy, I don't think Kyle's name is Hauer. I think that's actually Shogun support. Maybe it's just Kyleception. Maybe there's multiple Kyles. Tizzy, let's be real. You were gonna flame him no matter what role he played. Alright, so we are into our spectator delay. So we have, on the side of KMFM, we have Hentai Police on Gwen, KMFM Bacon on Nocturne, KMFM Hauer on Akali, Glacial on Twitch, and KMFM Shogun on Rel. On the side of Xenon's Xenomorphing Xylophones, we have Tobexla on Mordekaiser, Young Gun 18 on Jarvan, Quintonix on Nefiri, Galixi on Jinx, and Jushbox on Xerath. So looking at these comps, I like the overall like theme of XXX's comp, other than the Xerath. I feel like they had a really good, pick or reset comp going, and now with the Xerath, it's kind of weird. If you had like a Thresh, I don't know if Jushbox plays Thresh. If you have something that can really like go along with the pick that can engage outside of just Jarvan, I would feel a lot better about this comp. They're still gonna play it, I think, around that kind of like pick, get Jinx or Nefiri reset, and really try to like play around Calixi and Quintonix. And going to the other side of the other comp, looking more at like a team fight kind of skirmish comp, it's a little what's the word I'm looking for? Incoherent. I will say that Ori Nocturne is really good, and I think it would work really well because you could use it to engage on Jinx and easily pick her off. So I think maybe that would have been better here. Akali, in her own right, is very good at picking off backline targets and getting out. The weird part of it for me is that if you want to skirmish, I feel like Twitch wasn't the right ADC. Now, Glacial's probably going to prove me wrong, because Glacial's a beast, but Twitch, to me, is just someone who wants to hit front to back, doesn't want to hit the backline targets, whereas Nocturne, Gwen, Akali, Rel all want to dive in. And so we are going to get into our game a little bit early here. Sorry for the black screen. Takes a second to load. Yeah, I definitely feel like it is a hands check. I think KMFM is basically saying, hey, we are better than XXX, and we're going to show you that we're better. I'll remove the overlay for a second so you guys can see the skins and all the summoners and everything. Looking across the board at summoners, runes, everything like that, nothing too crazy. Everyone has basically what I would expect. So, Gwen taking Ghost, maybe could have taken Ignite. I think Ghost is a little bit better in this matchup. I really don't know if he needs Phase Rush on Jarvan against this team. Like, if he tries to stay with Akali, he's not going to be able to get her anyway, because her Shuriken flip, and everyone else should have to flash out. Get the overlay going back again. Get the old zoom out.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Sorry, I shouldn't have scrolled fast forward like that. I'm used to running an ACL. My bad.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
We do see that XXX is going for an invade here. Does get the ward. Hentai Police spots it out. Has to ghost away. Bacon and Howard are sticking around. I don't know if they know how many people are here. Tobexlo going for it. Gets a ward down. Ward down for the side of Kmfm in the blue pit though, so they will see
Minions have
if
spawned.
Young Gun decides to start on this top side of the opposing team. Now Shogun looking for the cutoff here on Calixi. Does get it. Glacial Invisible coming up. Is going to go for Judge Box. They're going to switch their focus to Judge Box here. And Calixi has the lethal tempo procced and is just doing tons of damage to KMFM Shogun. So, Young Gun 18 is going to go ahead and start this Western Blue Sentinel. Now Hentai Police immediately gets level 2 ganked by a Young Gun, and not a bad idea. We were actually talking about last night about how no one level 2 ganks on Jarvan anymore is Shogun flips the minion. And level 2 hit first for the side of XXX. Respect is kind of being shown by the side of KMFM as we saw Twitch go in there. Visible. And let me see if Kyle has second win once we see this top lane fight. And see Tobexlo getting a trade here, and Bacon getting caught out, and Hentai Police winning out that top lane trade. So overall across the map, 1 for 1, no big deal. First blood over though to the side of XXX, a little bit more gold. And I will check that rune for you, Tizzy, when we get the chance, because there's a lot of fighting going on. We see Ignite being dropped onto Howard. Howard having to flash away, and Flash being used by Quintonics as well. And, you know, that's how it goes. Fury, just ridiculous damage early if you hit both Qs. And TP being used by both top laners here. Hentai Police, though, looks to be getting the worst end of this trade. Now more trading in the bot lane because we like to fight. Female CS meta. We always fight. And I'm checking for second wind. I can't really tell. Now there's a way to tell. Let me check. Okay. Of course, as I check it, disappears. He has bone plating, not second wind. We see an engage here by Shogun onto Calixi, and Calixi's just gonna die to the roam by Howard. So Shogun and Glacial flexing the muscles a little bit here with the added help from Power. Showing that they are a bot lane that will be aggressive and will call for help if they need it to get an advantage. And we see Young Gun now is bot lane. Shogun going forward, does get stunned up, has to flash out. And Glacial's out of mana, so they just get out of this fight. They don't want it. Toby showing Hentai Police a lot of respect for the top lane here, just queuing the last hits for last hits on the minions here. And Howard getting shoved in, so with this Quintonics will have a chance to roam He is gonna first pink the bush though, so Power's gonna know he was looking for Quintonix, though, not having much mana. Decides better just to stay in lane. Does go in though on Howard, gets the electrocute proc, and Howard goes back in now. Wants to get some more damage on to Quintonix. We do see a level lead, or at least a half level lead in the top lane, with Hentai Police having level 6 and Tobexel still being level 5. X-Flash used by Shogun. Nothing happening though. Toby just taking a beating up here in this top lane, getting shoved in and can't even last hit his minions anymore, or else he takes a Gwen Q to the face. Now we see Tobexel having to flash away from Hentai Police. Hentai Police also ulting and having to kind of disengage this fight, as Tobexel did put him in the Shadow Realm. And a lot of nothing really happening there, other than some tower shots going on with Hentai Police. Shogun engaging, doesn't find anything. We do see that Young Gun is on the dragon in the bot lane river, so Nocturne gonna pretty much farm his. Shogun goes in here and gets Calixie's flash, but Calixie is going to kite back towards the bot lane here and chase off Glacial. Dragon taken, and we have a pause, and Calixie is having DC issues, so he's gonna relog. And it is the PMA LCS Classic pause. In other news, who's going to be playing 2XKO, or at least signing up to play the closed beta that's coming out on September 9th? I definitely registered for it, so I'm not that great at fighting games, but it looks really good. And I want to be in on this beta. I was in on Valorant beta as well, so for those of you who didn't see, Vi is one of the new characters in 2XKO. Yeah, they banned Shen, Gragas, and Viego. Packer is what they banned. So we are unpaused. And yeah, I feel like Toby just said that he has a pick into this Gwen, so I feel like that's why they left it up. And we will see that this is gonna freeze a little bit because Riot Replay Client is great. So just give it a second, and there it goes. I agree with that, Packer. I would say that his Gwen is more banworthy than his Shen. Shen, he's just gonna keep someone, as we see Quintonix just diving Howard, and has to flash away from Shogun and Hentai Police, but we'll be able to make it out. Jushbox here to support him. Does take a chunk out of Hentai Police. So we see Bacon wanting to take the grubs here, but it will be a fight for it as both Young Gun and Jushbox are here. Calixie and Glacial having their own little fight here in bot lane. You see Glacial come up invisible, ult, and it's taking down Kmfm, but it looks like he's losing that as we get teleported back to top lane, and Bacon is going in on Jushbox, gets ulted by Young Gun, and now Death Realm going on to somebody. It looks like in the Hentai phase, and Jushbox took down Bacon, and Young Gun went down in that as well, so overall very scrappy fight, and Howard's looking for it. He's gonna get it immediately stunned up by Jushbox and killed as Glacial takes down Kmfm in the bot lane in that 1v1 finish, and Shogun getting found out in the bush. Anti-Police also looking like he might go down here, but Quinn is immune. Anti-Police dodging out on everything but can't dodge that. So Bacon now going in on Jushbox, so it's just a continuous fight here. Jushbox gets feared, gets pulled, Bacon gets pulled back by Tobexol, does take down Jushbox. Quintonix though takes down the Nocturne. Howard's back, and his Howard is dying again. Now 1 in 4 on the Sakali. So and then we have a little bit of pause and break as we see Glacial invisible here right by Kmfm. Kmfm not knowing what's going on. Doesn't have the Twitch sense going on. And agreed, I would say that Howard just needs to stop his bleeding at this point, you know. Get some farm, get your items, you'll still be able to assassinate Jinx later. You just need to stop dying at this point. Like, it's not flame to him. I mean, if you guys want to flame him, go ahead, but it's just what he needs to do. You see Tobexol and Anti-Police going at it once again in top lane. Tobexol getting the worst of the trade, even with the heal. Glacial getting chunked up by Jushbox. He's now 5-1 on this Xerath, so no, I was not liking it in the comp, but when Xerath gets fed, Xerath can be very scary even from the support role. See Tobexol taking Anti-Police to the Shadow Realm and gets ulted, and I think this is why you just need to ban Gwyn. Like, it's a 1-on-1 Gwyn, and does all that, and you don't even stand a chance. And we see fighting on the bot lane as Glacial takes a zap to the face, and now ult by Jushbox, ult by Kmfm as well, hits Glacial invisible. And we have Jarvan here looking for the dive, while Quintonix is from top lane. Shogun having to flash away from Young Gun so he doesn't get ulted. So it looks like they're just doing a lane swap now. Quintonix is going to be against Anti-Police and Tobexol against Tower. Maybe try to get the bleeding stop from Tobexol and see if they can stop Anti-Police from taking over the game. We see Bacon up here at the top lane. He's going to ult into Quintonix and use the vulnerability a little bit early now, and he's going to get feared, so slight misplay from Quintonix here, using vulnerable a little bit too early, or untargetable, sorry. Tobexol is going to fight this 2v1, does have Jushbox in the back, in his back pocket, doesn't matter though, as Bacon picks up 2 there. Meanwhile, we did see the dragon taken down by Young Gun. And you know what? Fair enough, Zeppo.
Will soon fall.
And also fair enough to leave the rebounds. We see Glacial and Shogun just dive Elixir. Anti-Fleece getting double teamed up in the top lane. Is going to live for the moment, but gets killed by Jushbox. And now Howard going in another 1v3 here is going to not be able to assassinate Jushbox, gets put into the Death Realm, and that's what feels bad. Just not far, is not most relevant in the game. Relevant enough, I should say. So we do see first tower being taken in bot lane by Glacial and Shogun, so what I believe is the strat to this swap of putting Shogun with Glacial has paid off and gotten them first tower. Bacon now being engaged on by Quintonics does use the invulnerable at the right time this time, so while he is still feared, he does not get any damage on him. Tobexol hinting for this tower top lane potentially. Will he go down to Hentai Please? Let's find out. Good pullback. Hentai Please not having the ultimate, doesn't need it. Takes down Tobexol. You see a 3v3 here in mid lane now. Quintonics has no mana, has the flash away from Howard, and ult's used by everyone except for Howard this fight, including a Nocturnal, and they get out of vision, so Nocturne can't even gank. Yeah, you hate to see someone have a bad game, but you know, I'm just commenting on what he should be doing. I'm not flaming. Like, I've definitely had bad games with Pmalcs. Yes, I had a away game I think where I went 1-13, so I'm not gonna be one to put someone down because they're doing poorly. But Howard just needs to stop taking these disadvantaged fights, fight with his team, get farm, and look for that Jinx once team fights start popping out. Like, if you can get an ultimate onto that Jinx team and take it down to half, it'll be good. As we see Shogun here, X-flashing over the wall and immediately gets zapped by Calixi. Police using the needlework here to go after Quintonics. Quintonics actually fighting back decently well. I can hear Dylan already talking about how crazy this champion is, and Quintonics does take down Hentai Police. Rift Herald go to the side of XXX, and they only have one tower currently, and it's not the first tower for them, so Herald will most likely be used for a distraction coming up at this dragon coming up in 20 seconds. You see Glacial here ulting on the Calixi. Calixi popping the barrier. Doesn't matter as Glacial is on a rampage. So we do see Tobex here pop the Herald and use it mid, so this could be used as a way to get out as Toby takes it, but has to ult Glacial to get out of the sticky situation here. Can he take down Glacial? Glacial kiting does not go down. Tobex almost gets hit by the Jinx rocket, and side of XXX down a member, still looking for the fight. Maybe looking for Dragon instead now. They are down Tobex lol. Now Now we see Quintonix going on Bacon here, and has to get out of range so that the fear does not go off. Shogun trying to get Bacon out. Ults. Anti-Police is here, has the needlework, is going to go immune here, and takes out Quintonix, does Bacon. And now Young Gun having to try to get back out. Cannot do it, and Judgebox ulting, just trying to pick up something here. I think if you're XXX, you just concede at this point. Like, they used a lot, you guys are down 3. Tobexol is coming back, so you're only down 2 if you want it, but you know, Glacial's going to be invisible somewhere around here as we do see him looking. XXX does give up this dragon, so that's one mountain over to the side of Kmfm as well. You see a Jinx ult looking for someone backing, but does not find anything. I just noticed that looking at some items, Judgebox has Dreammaker as support, and I'm not sure if that's some hidden tech that I don't know about, or if it's a misclick. In any case, just for the knowledge to be out there for the rest of you all, if you ever select the wrong support item, you can go back, sell it, and select the right one. As we see Quintonix and Anti-Police going at it again, as Plixie gets assassinated by Glacial, who's just dominating at this point, and Quintonix and Anti-Police just dueling it out. And Judgebox getting engaged on by Shogun and Bacon. Bacon also on a rampage, so Shogun being put in the death realm by Tobexol. Not going to be able to take down Shogun, I do not think. But maybe mistaken as he does take down Shogun, but what will the cost of this be as Glacial is here and is autoing Young Gun down and they are burning. Glacial still hunting for it. Has lethal tempo procced. Throws the cast for vision. Hentai Police is here, gets the first kill. Glacial gets the second. So ult coming in, Jinx misses, but this looks like an Otacon angle if I'm the side of KMF. And now Quintonix back fighting Hauer. And while we have a minute, Zepho, I will check his runes. He does not have Fanta Life. He has Domination second. As we see Judgebox using Ultimate here, trying to get Bacon. And Hauer flash ulting in on the Judgebox. That's what you want to see for Hauer. Assassinating a carry without having to fight in a 1v3. From the side of XXX, I just want to farm up, get this Jinx to 3 items as quick as possible. Try to keep Glacial from assassinating anyone and try to just take on this, you know, scaling carry identity that both teams have. But Glacial here, sitting invisible next to the wave, is going to probably just kill Plixie again. As the barrier actually saves him for the moment, but he's not able to do it at the end. And Hentai Police takes down Quintonix in the side lane. So Judgebox having to leave this tier 1 tower, so tier 1 mid will go down. Yeah, it's not looking great for XXX, but I believe if they can force Glacial's flash without having to invest a Jarvan ult, then they can bring this back. King start hitting Hentai Police, and he doesn't really care. Young Gun here ulting Hentai Police, having to smite him to try to slow him down. Shogun's here to disengage, and Calixi just picks up the farm and nothing else happens.
It's me!
I'm not sure, Tizzy. I don't know if it's me or if it's Twitch. I know Twitch was having issues itself. So. Yeah, if anyone else has noticed that it's lagging, let me know. I'm watching it, but I don't see anything lagging. Clixie now is going to be potentially assassinated by Glacial. Glacial just flashes forward and gets both Jushbox and Calixi, and will pick up the triple kill, killing Young Gun 18. This may be a push for the end. At minimum, it's an inhib. All waiting in the bush here is going to ult Glacial. See if he can get him this time. Glacial going invisible. Cannot get away at the moment. Does have to barrier. And Tobexol getting the shutdown onto Glacial. He's going to have to fight Shogun and Hentai Police when he comes out, but did get the huge shutdown. Jushbox using ult to check the dragon. Is going to hold on to it as long as possible, see if he can get some damage down. This fight is breaking out as they don't have Twitch. They decide to contest this. And now Jinx is getting Doctrine ulted by Hentai Police and Hauer take out one each, and then Bacon cleans up the Jinx. Now we see Glacial pinging that he still has a 420 gold bounty. So second Mountain Drake for the side of Kmfm. Now Baron is being started up on the side of Kmfm. All 5 members here are going to start up. They burn this very quickly with Glacial being 3.5 items. And I don't think the side of XXX knows what's happening. Jushbox might have an idea, but it's too late. Now Tobuxwell is going to walk over and find Hentai Police. Feel you have to flash. So ult for flash, you'll take that every time after Hentai Police. And I don't think Toby wins this, but I could be mistaken. He's 2 levels down, he does not win this. And now Young Gun goes in, tries to take out Dylan, he's just healing up so much. They don't have anti-heal, and they're really going to need it if they have any hopes of getting this game back into a winnable state. Now, Quantonix, the only guy who's really been able to match Hentai Police, goes in and he can't even match him anymore. I think this is just a win for KMF. Bacon goes in, kills Jinx, and Glacial picks up the other kill on a Jushbox, and it's an ace. So this will be the game for KMFM. So again, that was game 1 win for KMFM as we see Hentai Police actually out damaging the Twitch here. 9-3 and 8 on the Gwen. And yeah, not much damage from the side of XXX's. They weren't able to do much. And as a reminder to you guys, this is Fearless Draft, so if something was played this game, you will not see it next game, as it is Fearless banned. So we will not see a Glacial Twitch popping off, we will not see Hentai Police doing Gwen things and becoming immune. So I will get a straw poll set up and put that in the chat. So watch for that, and we will go to a break here as we prepare for game 2.
Rising with each beat of the music is bringing little flames in the fire that keeps burning. We're inviting the night in. Welcome, my heart's so full, I'm devoting myself to the night. There's no motive, we're just listening, we're existing. We stay when the music plays, and stop alone where the people sway. Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it rain. Tonight, we gonna let it rain. Tonight, we gonna let it rain. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it rain.
just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up, babe. Tonight we gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We gonna light it up. There must be something in the water. There must be something in the air. These sheep are leading us to slaughter, bloody. Nobody really seems to care, but I've been seeing horror stories. Been up all night with my mad worries. We're studying the books and movies, and it's not good, and it's all bad news that makes money. Wake up, wake up, wake up, the world's on fire. Wake up, we just elected another matter. It's on fire. The world's on fire. There must be something in the water. There must be something in the air. These sheep are leading us to slaughter, bloody. Nobody really seems to care, but I've been seeing horror stories. Been up all night with my mad worries. Been studying the books and movies. It's not good, it's all bad news that makes money. Wake up, wake up, wake up, the world's on fire. Wake up, we just elected another matter. It's on fire. The world's on fire.
Alright, we are back with Game 2 Draft. And so we see XXX banning Shen and Gragas once again, and a Singed ban for Kmfm. Another Caitlyn ban for Kmfm, so far bans still the same, and even after the Viego ban, still the same bans as Game 1. And will be the exact same bans as Game 1, so both teams liking what they did for bans for the first three. What will XXX first pick? I believe that Xenon is back in this game, so that is an Udyr pick first on the side of XXX, and Mumu being hovered for Kmfm. Mumu locked in for KMFM. So takeaway from Young Gun if he's playing. I don't know if Xenon plays it. I didn't look to see who was in the lobby, so either way, still a Bacon pick, and we have Galio being hovered and locked in. Young Gun, I have no idea if they know. Ezreal locked in for Clixie. And then a Zed hover. So Zed locked in from imagining Quintonix on the side of XXX. And then Kaisa locked in for Glacial on the side of KMFM. Karma ban. Then a Nar ban against Hentai Police. Urgot ban against Tobex Law. Is that dude a bot? Yes. Yes, Tamburina is a bot. Camille banned for side of XXX against Hentai Police. So trying to eliminate the carries that Hentai Police can play. We see Rakan and Nautilus hovered. Nautilus immediately locked in after hovering. So very good lane here for Glacial, and what we're assuming is going to be Shogun again. Mundo locked in for Tobex Lol on the side of XXX. Swain being hovered, now Brand. They do need AP, so Swain locked in, so that will be the final piece of the comp for XXX. Now we're looking for a top laner, I believe, for KMFM. Unless General Duel decides to take Galio top into Mundo, which I would maybe suggest that you don't do that. But and it is Olaf locked in, so Gonna go ahead and get us back into the client. Some friendly conversation going on here in lobby chat. And it looks like it will be the same order from the side of Kmfm, and Xenon is the jungler for XXX this game, so made it back from his issues that he had earlier. I don't know what those were, but hopefully everything was alright and it wasn't too serious why you were late. So everybody's from both teams. Looks like we will be getting in a draft here in a second, and then we'll have our spectator delay and be into game. Anytime we're ready, guys. Well, I guess while we're waiting, gonna go ahead and check in on that MVP pool for game one. And looks like you're gonna have to break out the copy pasta, because it appears that Glacial is one MVP for game one. So it appears that the copy pasta may be wrong, guys. And so congrats to Glacial on the MVP game one. We'll talk here in a few seconds about team comps just to help us burn down that spectator client or spectator delay a little bit. And so we do see that Kmfm is on the right side of your screen and XXX is on the left side of your screen. Speaking of that, I will go ahead and fix the layout for in-game right now. And then we can talk about comp a little bit. Looking at the side of Kmfm, we see kind of a team fight comp. You know, Olaf doesn't really want a team fight, kind of just wants to skirmish. So does Kaisa, but all of these characters can really dive a backline if they want to. You know, Nautilus ult, Kaisa ult, Galio on top of it, a Mumu ult, starting off the thing with the bandage toss, and then getting into a position where you can ult in, and then Olaf just running through people while he's on target, or sorry, unstoppable. And so it will be, oops, not that. Jumped the gun a little bit. Anyway, will be difficult for Ezreal to deal with, or sorry, it'll be difficult to take down an Ezreal unless you hit some kind of CC on him when he doesn't have the Arcane Shift. Zed also very slippery at Udyr, and Dr. Mundo too tanky, and Jushbox is just going to be ulting most of the time in these team fights. So it's going to be really hard, but you're going to have to focus one target, and hopefully it's Zed or Ezreal, and you can get them without their mobility. Once they fall, I don't think these fights go very well for the side of XXX. So if I'm XXX, what you need to do is you need to get leads early, whether it's through farm or through kills or objectives, just some kind of lead somewhere so that you can get to a point where you hopefully outscale and can deal with people who are trying to, you know, take down a 2-carry threat. Especially with all the lockdown that Nautilus, Galio, and Mumu have. Olaf, I don't know how it does into Dr. Mundo. I'm imagining that it must have a pretty good matchup, or else Dylan wouldn't pick it. So, doesn't really fit in their comp too much, but still is a way to get into the backline and have a Galio ult hit a lot of people if you can't get the Amumu in. So it'll take a second to load. And there are your Runes Mastery, Summoner Spells, and Skins. Again, nothing too shocking. Maybe you don't go press the attack on Ezreal, but I mean, I don't think First Strike or Conqueror are any better. So, hoping to hopefully just get that extra damage after the 3 auto attacks or 2 auto attacks in the queue. I'll go ahead and bring back our overlay. I will not speed up this time.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Get us to zoom out here as we see Cheese Brush being set up by Kmfm.
30 seconds until minions
And
spawn.
looks like the side of XXX is also sitting in their own brush. So they did set up a ward, so they will know that Nautilus is invading here.
Just a sec.
They reposition a little bit so that Mundo will be the first one to get hit if they decide to check this bush with a hook.
Minions have spawned.
And Toby staying here for a very long time. They are just going to take the fight, so this is going to be a full-on, not full-on 5v5, it's a 4v5. Just Hentai Place started walking back towards top lane. Shogun having to flash out, and Xenon here did start the R, and he's going to be burning down Hauer, as Hauer is running from Xenon, and does go down to Xenon for first blood. Glacial now in trouble as well, has to flash out, just like Shogun before him. And Toby lethal with these briefcases. So, after all that, get the first blood for Xenon, Kmfm Vs Xxx, and I'm just gonna say, Ali, thank you for the tier 1 sub, because I'm not gonna say, I don't know how family friendly it will be here. I'm not saying it. See Hentai Place bullying Tobexlol here, and it will be difficult for Mundo early, as does not have the health to deal with an Olaf just beating on him. Quintonic's getting pretty low here under his own tower. Is taking a lot of damage from these Winds of War from Hauer, and Shogun already roaming is going to find Xenon in the top jungle. Hentai Place here as well. I think this is dead Xenon. And here's that they're not going to chase it too hard. Quintonix though gets hooked by Shogun. Shogun's still level 1, by the way. Glacial getting early solo XP, as well as Calixi, but Jushbox is level 3, Shogun is not. And we're going to see that Jushbox find Shogun here in the river. It is a 2-level difference, and so Jushbox just has way more damage, and Shogun has to back up and try to get back to lane and get some of this XP, as we see Clippers looking for it along with Bacon on Kmfm, and they don't really care that he can't get rid of the CC shield, so they just kill him. And Hauer having to flash from the gank of Xenon. And something I didn't get a chance to talk about is we see Jushbox hitting Glacial with a root here. And does take a little bit of damage, but not too bad. They are being zoned off at this wave, so Shogun still level 1 at 5 minutes into the game.
Come here.
Well, Tizzy, I believe we call that roaming before you should. And another fight happening here in top lane, and Toby has a huge wave with him, so Hentai Place just backs up. See pings that Toby is invading into the top side, but he won't find anything as a Mumu. It's already on his way mid. Quintonix backs up, respects it, and he shouldn't die here. Does look at Hauer, gets the electric heat proc. Jushbox is here, and Hauer using the taunt very early to try and mitigate some of the damage. Bacon having to flash out. Flash ultimate by Quintonix, and ignites him. Doesn't really have to do that, I don't think. Little overusage of your resources there, but nonetheless gets a kill onto Hauer. Shogun still down a level, does flash and gets autoed by Pmalcs, and so Feats of Warfare go over to the side of XXX. This game is going a lot different for them. Well, I wouldn't say a lot different. They were ahead in the last game pretty early, but looks like they've got their build a little more spread out, so they're not just having to play around Quintonics. We'll see how this game goes out for him. This Glacial's also not getting killed early, but it is Kaisen, so. Now level 6 reached in the solo lanes here, so we'll see how this changes the fights. Anti-Place dodging out on these briefcases. Now Hauer finds Quintonics rotating, but Xenon is also here. Bacon is here, has level 6. Xenon does not have level 6, although it doesn't mean much on Udyr. Some more trading in top lane. Tobexlol getting pretty low. And Anti-Police doesn't have much mana though. And while one of your spells doesn't require mana, you do need it to keep throwing these axes to slow him down. Here behind Quintonics. I don't think he noticed that he flew past him, but showing a spot lane where Shogun is hooking into a minion wave without his ADC there. And looking at the minimap, it looks like Quintonics is out from that flank by Hauer. So we see Void Grubs being taken, excuse me, being taken by Xenon, and Hauer going in, does taunt up Quintonics. Quintonics getting the electrocute proc. Losing out on that damage trade by quite a bit. But Feats of Strength, check. And we do see that Feats of Warfare has been taken by XXX. We see a potential gank here mid. And the objective feat needs one more to the side of XXX, so gonna have to be very careful about giving up objectives. We are taking fights around the timers for those objectives. We're trading at the top lane, and Anti-Police seems to be losing this trade, but it is Zoloft, and he will just heal it back up, so may have lost the short trade, but in the long run, Anti-Police will win this trade. Seen on the top side, native Ghost from Anti-Police. Here. Both ults popped for both top laners, and who will win out on this one? Anti-Police's ult has already run out. Conqueror procced, but we'll just leave Tobexlol to his own. So ults popped, no one dies. Top lane. That's top lane for you. Power engages onto Quintonics, does taunt him up. Quintonics though pops the electrocute, evens out that trade. And Xenon is looking mid, very active on the map. Both Shogun and Xenon. Now Xenon here is ganking Howard, and Pmalcs does take down Howard, and we saw the very end of Hentai Police taking down Tobex Law as he tower dives. Xenon now looking like he wants some more of this. Bacon getting very low, already has the ult flash out, and then gets taken down by Calixi, and Shogun now in trouble as Hentai Police is teaming here. Gets immediately exhausted, but a lot of ults being used in this fight. Hentai Police may have just TP to his death. Shutdown going over to Glacial as Quintonix going down to him. Has the flash as he was going to get hit. So overall in the extended play, a 3-for-1, I believe 3-for-2, yeah, 3-for-2, with Toby going down, Quintonix on the side of Xxx. So Judgebox hitting a very generous net remove onto Glacial, but Howard is in there. Xenon is just gonna run at Howard. Calixi is on a rampage. And the double kill will go over to Calixi. So Calixi last game did not have a great game on Jinx, but is having a very good game from Ezreal so far in this one.
Turret plating will soon fall.
So, after a lot of early aggression on the sides of Xxx, now quieting down a little bit as we see top laners still trading, because it's top lane and that's what you do. So you just constantly fight. And Judgebox is roam top here. Will they be able to catch Hentai Police, who does have ult, so it'll be hard to CC him down as Judgebox immediately pops the ultimate and does quite a bit of damage, having a blasting one and a Giant's belt. So meanwhile, Calixi having to be careful as he will get potentially dove here. Tower shot takes up most of Shogun's health, but he will live if he dodges the true shot barrage. Now Bacon's here in top lane trying to take out Tobex while he is in a 1v2. Juicebox is still here. Tobex has the ult, and Calixi actually takes out one on the dive. So another shutdown going over to Glacial, but it's a 1-for-1 on the dive. First tower goes over to the side of Tobex Law, so that will be feats of strength for XXX. Or they already had it anyway because of the dragon, but power engaging on Quintonix here. Quintonix dodges out on the most of the damage, wins the war with the ultimate here. He's not able to take down Howard. Shogun was also here, but Quintonix had friends in the back pocket as well, so will look like this will be a Rift Hero going to the side of XXX unless sees something massive here. Mid tower also going to XXX, so about a 4,000 gold lead. 3.7 or so gold lead over to the side of XXX right now. And so we have first items on everyone on the side of XXX. Only 3 members have their first item on the side of, sorry, 4 members have theirs on the side of Kmfm, with General Doe kind of indexing here to early heal cut with the window. And while while Grievous wounds are not real, they still exist. So we'll see if that helps out any. We see a hook on the Josh box, and I don't know if he wants this, as power is not very strong at this point, and it's going to take it. So instead of disengage it, he does get Josh box's ult. Please fighting Tovex along the top lane, and immediately pops Ghost and ultimate. Tovex also popping ultimate. You see Glacial and Xenon fighting here in Bot River, and Tree Shot Barrage barely misses Glacial, making a good ultimate on Clixie and the rest of his team, and Shutdown going over the Shogun of all people, and now Glacial picking up another kill, and we'll get a shutdown onto Judgebox and kill Clixie as well. Pmalcs takes out Bacon, but is then killed by Howard. Look, Tizzy, I'm not saying they're real, but they exist. So maybe Grievous ones are just imaginary. Imaginary things exist, right? They're just not real. And we see Hentai Police and Tobexol once again fighting in top lane. And Hentai Police already down to half health, but Tobexol is just a touch under 3/4. So Dragon has spawned. This would be soul point for the side of XXX, and Xenon and Quintonix have both started it up. They have mid prio thanks to Clixie, and Judgebox is zoning Bacon away from this dragon, so most likely we'll be going over to the side of XXX. Judgebox still poking around the bot side jungle. There's Quebec Wall and Anti-Police taking another fight top lane. Shogun, though, will pop the ultimate on Tobexol, who no longer has the passive. So, can the two of them take him down? It certainly seems like this will be not a shutdown, actually. Anti-Police does take down Tobexol in the end with the help of Shogun. And we see Howard and Quintonix fighting, flash forward by Howard and Quintonix, but with that, tank build just does not have enough damage. Judgebox and Xenon are both here, and we'll be looking for this power. Does manage to get under his tower though, so Glacial and Clixie taking a fight here in mid lane. Clixie having a pop with the barrier, and Glacial just absolutely destroys Clixie. Doesn't have to pop any sums. While Clixie pops both, sorry, just barrier, but
my wings, your face. Vengeance draws near.
Otacon is spawned in bot lane. It looks like Kmfm wants to at least get some vision on this, so that they can tell whether or not XXX is going to do it. This gold lead has flipped, by the way. It is now a 300 gold lead outside of KMFM. Judgebox checking push here, finds Shogun, and Glacial is on the backside of this. Does EN and has been created Ult in onto Xenon. Power followed with his ult. Glacial is just belting people with this group. So in the end, a triple kill for Glacial. This will be Otacon for the side of KMF. 2.5 items on Glacial, and that's before he's back. So I imagine he has IE in his pocket. You can actually check here. And yeah, sitting on 2,200 gold, so he's definitely got IE. So this will be a 3-item Kaisa, and it will be doing a lot of damage. So XXX is going to have to rethink how they're going to take some of these fights. And see if they can get on top of Glacial again. Couldn't do it last game, but this game I feel like they have quite a bit easier time getting onto him if they can force out better than forcing a flash every time. Tizzy, I see another one of those executioner callings that aren't real. We see Howard and Tobextel not getting into it in the top lane. And this is going to be a slap fest as Howard and Tobextel are both very tanky. And we see the Shogun and Glacial are both on the way top. So Howard can just last until Glacial gets here. I think Tobextel does have the Seeker's arm guard. And Tobextel popping the ultimate. But I think Grievous wins might have maybe gets it. Glacial does ult flash out while he's exhausted, and even through all of that, is going to clean up this fight as everyone just funnels in and make sure that Glacial is able to carry this team fight. Also a big make in there.
Let me give you a hug.
Now we see inside of Kmfm pushing to do a little more taking the jungle of inside of XXX, making sure that they can choke them out of this game and reduce the threat to Glacial's life. And no offense to anyone else on inside of Kmfm, but Glacial is the carry, and you basically have to protect him at all costs. And if you don't, you might just lose the team fight or lose the game. We see General Dilby attempts to be killed here by Xenon, Tobextel, and Xenon running away and has Clixie in his back pocket and is able to take down anti-police. Glacial here is going to ult backwards to get out of danger and takes out the Judge Box, and then picks up another kill on the Xenon, and it's now 11-0 on this Kaisa. Shogun hooks Tobextel here, and they're going to attempt to kill him before they start with the Baron, and it looks like they will just straight up kill him. As Clixie, he's trying to do something here. Flash hook by Shogun is nicely buffered by Clixie, but Quintonix is on the backside looking for Glacial. Is going to maybe find him, but decides to just sit and push instead. Clixie in danger here. Anti-Police is TP'd in and ghosted. So they will take down Clixie and look at this Baron. 4 items now for Kaisa, and looking at a potential Bloodthirster last, so... Well, I'd say that this does look pretty quick for Xxx. There is a potential that if they can get Glacial shut down and get it over to a carry, I think they could maybe still do this, but it's going to be hard to kill Kaisa. She is not going the AP build, the hybrid AP build, rebuild Sonya's, so that does have to, you have to deal with Galio ult and CC from Nautilus, so it'll be difficult, but could still be doable if you can find Glacial. The Shogun here is finding Plutonix, how Plutonix flashes ult in by Glacial. With the Baron push, Kmfm will take out top end him. They should just destroying waves at this point. And everyone from the side of XXX is here. They find General Dill, sorry, Pentax. That's not the person you're looking for. Can they find Glacial? Never move. Hits once it's taken. They all walk into an wall. The Hour ulting over the top. Glacial is now legendary. Gets a double kill. Is looking for a triple. Finds the triple. Gets a quadra. And this will be the end of the game. That's 2-0 for the side of Kmfm. So we'll pull up the stats here, and no surprise, Glacial with the most damage by far. And I will go ahead and get a poll set up for game 2. Okay, poll will be in chat. You know, Neil, you say you use that command, but Glacial won MVP for game 1 as well. So, you know, times may be changing. And we'll give it a few minutes for this poll. give it another minute. For those of you who may be listening that were part of the game, I am not going to do interviews, so no need to worry about that. All right, let's see. I do hate interviews, Neil. I'd hate to be a part of an interview, ever. And this isn't the Pmalcs that we know, but Glacial won Game 2 MVP as well, so Glacial MVP all around. An interview killed John's pappy. Yeah, you know, those interviews, they're dangerous, and cold-blooded killers. But I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up here as we have Glacial MVP for both Game 1 and 2 and a 2-0 for the side of Kmfm. And I believe our next game, I will look that up real quick on the schedule. Our next game will be on Friday, and that will be All Neil No Peel versus So Fwesh So Queen. And then we also have a second game on Friday, and that is Masters No Masterminds, or I said it backwards. Masterminds No Masters versus Crunchy Watermelon. Yeah, Neil, well, it technically is mine, but you undercut us, so you even said it yourself. And y'all are welcome for the stream. Love making sure that everyone gets their moments out here on Twitch for everyone to see, and everyone gets to flame or be flamed, or whatever they get out of streaming or having their game streamed. So that will wrap it up for PMALCS for the night, and we will see you guys next on Friday. Everyone have a good night. Tizzy, I love you too.